It appears Brandon Moreno is not cursed when fighting in the UFC in Mexico. After all, he finally ends his winless skid on home soil at UFC on ESPN 64 with a unanimous decision victory over Steve Erceg. The former two-time flyweight champion now has back-to-back victories after his title fight loss to Alexandre Pantoja. The last time they met, he's been rebuilding, trying to get himself back to a position where he can challenge and potentially win that title back, and this may have put that over the top for him at this point. I know there could potentially be some fatigue around Moreno fighting in UFC flyweight title fights. There's been many of them in recent years involving him, of course, but right now it seems like maybe the stars are just aligning too perfectly for him. During this event, the UFC announces September 13th, UFC 320 Noche UFC to celebrate Mexican Independence Day will go down in Guadalajara, Mexico, and I can't imagine the UFC would rather have anyone else headline that show than Brandon Moreno fighting for a UFC title. Maybe not Pantoja's idea of a great time going into enemy territory in that situation, but it would be a big time opportunity and spotlight showcase for him as well. Maybe he fights someone else before then. He's been eager to defend his title since December. I want to be on the Miami card, UFC 314 coming up next month. Didn't work out for him, so I would be a little surprised if he did sit out until September. Maybe he gets one in before then, but maybe not. Maybe the UFC wants to put this fight on ice until then because it's set up so perfectly. But I think Moreno fighting for a UFC title one way or another on that card. If not, you give him another super high profile flyweight, and maybe that's the co-main event or something like that, but he's going to be on that card one way or another. It's all put together for him at this point. He's done the work. He deserves that showcase, and if I had to put my prediction hat on, I do think he is challenging for the flyweight title, and we will see what happens. It would be a huge moment for him to regain the belt in that position, but either way, it's going to be a big time moment for Brandon Moreno, big time moment for the UFC with Noche UFC going to Mexico for the first time, and Moreno no doubt will be the cornerstone of that fight card.